It's been 20 years since the first GTA came out, and so much has changed, from the visuals, to the games, to the multiplayer aspect. So here's how GTA has evolved over the years. Before the name that we all know and love, known as GTA, was created, the original name for the first GTA was going to be Race and Chase. Producer David Jones got inspired by Pac-Man on the way the game should turn out. The main goal in the original GTA was to reach a certain amount of points depending on which level you're on. These points are gained by causing chaos in the streets. Other influences included Miami Vice on the Commodore 64. The game was also planned to be a little bit more cops and robbers based, allowing the player to also be the cops. But this was cancelled because a bug caused cops to run into pedestrians. Development started back in April of 1995, up until July of 1996. To make the Windows 95 version, Visual C++ version 2 was used. For the DOS computer, Whatcom C++ version 10 was used. If you've looked closely at the game's cover, you'll see a tower lurking in the back. Seem familiar? The PC version has 7 radio stations, and all of the songs are not licensed. The PlayStation version only has 2 radio stations. It was planned for GTA to be released for PC, PlayStation, the Sega Saturn, and the N64, but it would never make it on the N64 or the Saturn, although it would make it on the Game Boy later on. Upon its release in 1997, it would sell upwards of 1 million units.
Remember, respect is everything.
There's nothing much to say about GTA 2 other than instead of taking place in the present, it took place in 2013. Oddly enough though, head radio host Johnny Recaro says the millennium is coming. The game's manual says that it's 3 weeks into the future. There were police records that always had a timer that was set 3 weeks from the current date that you'd view it. It also started off with a live action short, and it is the only time that Rockstar has ever shot anything live action. But it was labeled as one of PS1's greatest hits, and it is the only GTA to make it on a Sega console, the Sega Dreamcast.
Let's teach these would-be tough guys what it means to be a tough guy.
GTA 3 would become the first 3D GTA game. The developers got inspired by things such as The Sopranos and the movie Goodfellas, but GTA 3's development would be at the wrong time at the wrong place. Literally, as it was planned to be released on October 3rd of 2001, a month after 9/11. Dan Houser, a game producer at Rockstar, explained that GTA 3 had been affected by this, not just because of the wrong time to release this subject of the game, but also because Rockstar's office was actually really close to the Twin Towers. Dan even wanted to cancel GTA 3, but because they were so close to finishing the game, they decided to release it anyways. There were also drastic changes to the game. The police car's color from in real life NYPD color was changed to a scheme of black and white. Skyscrapers were removed, airplanes were made unsolid, and one mission was removed because it mentioned terrorism. Even certain dialogues were removed. The cover art was also transformed, and it is the artwork that we see today, commonly referred to as box art. Some of us enjoy using first person in GTA 5, but believe it or not, there are files in GTA 3 that suggest that first person could have been implemented but was just never used. The game also planned to have online multiplayer, but that was also cancelled. There were also going to be children and also old people, but they were cut, and they're still cut till this day for very obvious reasons. GTA 3 would be released on October 22nd of 2001. It became the best-selling game of 2001, selling over 14.5 million copies.
Got us some cannons in the trunk. Holy shit, where'd you get all this stuff? Been saving for a rainy day.
Vice City's origins can be traced to the television series Miami Vice. There are even some references to the show in the game. For example, if you're at a 3-star wanted level, you'll be chased by 2 undercover cops named Cracker and Butts, who drive a VCPD Cheetah. This has an eerie similarity to Sonny Crockett and Rico Tubbs, the main characters of Miami Vice, and their 1986 Ferrari Testarossa. Even music from the show can be found on the Emotion 98.3 radio station, like Self-Control, Turn Up the Radio, and Missing You. The cocaine addict and lawyer Ken Rosenberg is based off of Dave Kleinfeld, a lawyer who's also addicted to cocaine in the 1993 movie Carlito's Way. If you happen to have an RPG, go to the downtown ammunition, stand on top of the helmets on the counter in the store, and then turn it so it's facing the wall, and you'll see a photo of Ronald Reagan shooting Gorbachev. The release of Vice City saw another overwhelmingly positive stack of reviews, and it sold well over 8.2 million copies. Not everyone though was very happy with Vice City. Some claimed it was too sexually explicit and even racist. Rockstar was even taken to state court and changed something in the game in 2004 to remove certain dialogues.
Yourself some colors, fool, and a haircut. It's embarrassing to be seen with you.
Because of the amount of gangs used in San Andreas, Rockstar wanted to be as accurate as possible when portraying these individuals, so they conducted a lot of research. Their biggest influence is from the film Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood. Pictures of the characters from GTA 3 and Vice City were used in the playing cards for the poker minigame. If you fail the running dog mission and your weight level is over 50%, CJ will call you to go to the gym and lose some weight.
Yo, Carl, it's Smoke.
Hey, Smoke.
Hey, Carl, I don't mean no disrespect, man, so don't take it like that. I gotta give you some advice.
What?
The gym, my friend. You're letting yourself go.
That's a bit much coming from you, huh?
Hey, look, Carl, I'm big bone, but I'm still an athlete. You're letting yourself go, my friend, and to be honest with you, it's breaking my heart.
San Andreas went on sale on October 26 of 2004. Only one review that wasn't positive was from the New York Times' Charles Herald, claiming it was an annoying mission structure and had intense violence, giving only a 4 out of 10. Regardless though, San Andreas would easily surpass well over 21.5 million copies. But Charles wasn't the only one that was angry. The biggest backlash from San Andreas was the hot coffee incident. Basically, a software patch from the game called Hot Coffee Mod was released by Patrick Wildenborg, a modder from the Netherlands known as Patrick W Online. With the Hot Coffee Mod, this caused players to, well, take course in fully clothed sex. Because of this, San Andreas got a rating of AO, adults only. Rockstar released a cold coffee patch to fix the problem. 2 years later though, Take-Two, the parent company of Rockstar, still had received backlash and a lawsuit. They settled on the opportunity to replace the game that contained an adults-only rating with an M-rated version, and even had some gamers get the opportunity to get $35 cash payment as well. Over 2,676 people took the opportunity for this compensation.
Welcome to Burger Shop, motherfucker.
Work on GTA 4 began way back in 2004 after San Andreas hit shelves. This would be the first time Rockstar had the opportunity to use their Euphoria engine to make NPCs have realistic emotions and reactions to certain events. This would also be the first GTA to have HD graphics thanks to it being on next-gen consoles. To try out this new technology, Rockstar wanted to choose a place vibrant and huge, so they went with New York. In Dan Houser's words, because we were working in high definition, we knew we needed a shitload of research. We wanted to be somewhere where we had a foothold. Another goal Rockstar had in mind to make the game more immersive was to have areas you can enter and have little to no dead spots. Rockstar focused on how immersive GTA 4 could be, that music became a really big focus for this one. All the songs in GTA 4 were purposely chosen to captivate the New York City vibe. Ivan Pavlovic, a Rockstar music supervisor, said, "We had to pick the songs that make New York today what it is, but make sure that they won't feel dated by the time the game comes out." Rockstar got into contact with over 2,000 artists/agents to get the rights to publish their music. Rockstar even paid $5,000 per song. Rockstar even conceived the possibility that it would be a good idea for players to purchase music from the record shop in the game and for Nico to have a music player. DJ Green even produced music exclusively for Beat 102.7. Upon its release in 2007, Take-Two sued Thompson. This is a video game activist who believes that violence in video games and all that stuff is real.
In terms of keeping young people from buying violent.
Excuse me, how old are you?
25.
Give me that. What you need is to read. Give me this, go home and read.
And he was attempting to stop GTA 4 and Manhunt from being released. His plan to do this was to categorize GTA 4 and Manhunt as a public nuisance. And public nuisance is not just an insult, it actually is a lawful term, and Thomas fired back with a lawsuit, but the two came to a settlement. When it seemed like there were no more problems, Thomas fired back again because he saw a character in the game that portrayed a lawyer saying,
I'm all about the Second Amendment. Guns don't kill people, video games do.
Believing that this was defamation of character. Despite that, this mission and the characters still exist in the game till this day. To prevent going against Halo 3 in sales, Rockstar pushed the date back more for GTA 4 until it was released on April 29th of 2008. But before that, on the 25th, Thompson fired back and wrote a letter to, get this, Strauss Zelnick's mom. And if you didn't know, Strauss is the director of Take-Two Interactive. The letter says, the pornography and violence your son traffics in this kind of stuff that most mothers would be ashamed of to see their son putting into the hands of other mothers' children. He finished the note by saying, Happy Mother's Day. Oh my god, you can't make this shit up. Take-Two and Rockstar did not comment on this incident. Despite all this weirdness, GTA 4 would be released and heavily marketed like crazy with billboards and commercials, and it would all definitely be worth it because on day one alone it would make $300 million, which equals 5 million copies. In total, GTA 4 sold over 24 million copies.
Hey, let's bounce. Bounce. We're bouncing now.
GTA 5's development dates back all the way to 2009. Over 1,000 people were placed to work on it. Because of how much Rockstar tampered with the 360 and PS3, they were able to max out the graphics and make the game look extremely beautiful. The budget for GTA 5 was $265 million, which makes it the most expensive game ever developed, if you don't count Bungie and Activision's Destiny team-up, which was $500 million. Rockstar tried something new this time by making 3 individual protagonists. On November 2nd of 2011, GTA 5 was announced with a short trailer. The game was originally going to be released on Q2 of 2013, but they missed the mark, so it was pushed back to September 29th. It grossed over $800 million in the first 24 hours, which is like 13 million copies, and that's despite it being on next-gen consoles. In the coming years though, it would eventually go on the next-gen consoles and the PC. Of course though, the biggest hype for GTA 5 was GTA Online. GTA 4 had a little stepping stone for what online potential could be, but GTA Online definitely pushed the boundaries, with customizing cars yourself, getting your own property, making money in all sorts of ways, and the DLCs were also free thanks to there being shark cards, being the main way that Rockstar would profit off DLCs, with desirable vehicles, properties, and other stuff. And still, with all this really cool and amazing things, Rockstar still received backlash. Lindsay Lohan claimed that the blonde girl in the bikini in GTA 5 is her. I don't see the resemblance at all. Daz Dillinger claimed that Rockstar was using 2 of his songs without permission, even though he wasn't even a part of Death Row Records in 2013. And Thompson was doing something, I have no idea.
Wow.
And this time, instead of people talking about how violent GTA was, it was a feminist frenzy for being a sexist video game. In fact, it seemed that there were so many feminists attacking GTA, Australian Targets and even some Kmarts were forced to remove the game from shelves after Change.org racked up 40,000 signatures. IGN's Luke Riley even attacked Change.org's petitions and called it misinformed. But then there was a petition saying that GTA 5 should go back on shelves, and that got over 60,000 signatures. Despite that ridiculous backlash, GTA 5 has sold well over 95 million copies. That's around like $5 billion, making it the third best-selling game of all time, right behind Minecraft and Tetris. GTA 5 is so powerful that despite it being 4 years old, in 2017 the game still sold more copies than Super Mario Odyssey, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it's just under Breath of the Wild. Yeah, that's the evolution of GTA. It's a crazy story. We went from just running people over and shooting people and beating people up to flying around in DeLoreans and motorcycles that shoot missiles and getting called gay by 12-year-olds. It's very interesting. It's still fun. It still is fun.